everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm very happy you're here. Today we're gonna talk about food, specifically fast foods and my favorite ones. If you don't know me, hi, welcome. I'm Mary, I'm French, and I really like to travel to North America. I just came back from a trip. I spent a week in Canada and 2 weeks in the States. Obviously, I have been to fast foods in the States, mainly because I was curious, as to why so many people eat fast food. Here's my top 5 favorite. In 5th position, we have Wendy's. Wendy's was a huge... I was amazed. I mean, not by the food, but by my reaction to the food. We don't have Wendy's in France. I've seen it whenever I went to London. London, yeah. And I almost tried it once. I've always been, wondering about it, but I never did. I never tried it. So I ended up trying it for the first time in the States. I do believe that was this year. Last summer or last year's summer. I was really not expecting much, fast food, and I was amazed at the first thing I thought was the freshness of the whole thing. And the salad was fresh, like you could clearly see the greenness of the salad. I mean the lettuce. Yeah, lettuce, you say. I really loved it. I don't even think I have much footage of that. I was eating in a car, and I loved the whole thing. I ate it quite fast, to be honest, and since then I've been I think I went there maybe another time during that same trip, but I don't film that much, like everything, anymore, so sometimes I don't even take pictures. I wouldn't even know, but yeah, Wendy's was a huge what would be the word, like surprise. That was a surprise. I understand why it's so popular, and I'm glad I tried it, and I'm mainly glad it's and kind of relieved it's fresh, and that definitely makes a huge difference in the food and the taste of it. In the fourth position, we have potbelly sandwiches. Potbelly sandwich? I don't know if it's plural. I've first discovered potbelly sandwich in Minnesota, and I've been there a couple of times since then. I've personally been there like 3 or 4 times when I was in Chicago, because there was one really near really close by to my hostel, and it was -22, so I didn't really feel like walking very far. And first of all, I love the ambience of this fast food. You got this kind of like old classic vibe, and it just feels warm. I really like the colors they use, like that gold green. It's kind of like the usual thing you can get, sandwiches. They have salads, they have chicken pot pies. Oh my gosh, those are so good. I ate like 3 of them in Chicago. Yeah, literally 3 of them. I like their recipes, and it's always really good. And not gonna lie, I've been to a couple of them, and each time it has been just a pleasure to order or talk to people, and that also definitely adds to the experience. I believe. I really wish we had potbelly sandwiches here, especially for the chicken pot pie, because I think I'm addicted to it. I tasted it in Chicago like a week ago, and I loved it, and I had like the really small one, and I came back that was a night, so I came back for lunch the next day and I had the big one, and then I came back the night and had the small one, and it's really good. I mean, especially when it's that cold. But yeah, I mean, I've tried a couple of their sandwiches. I would not remember the names, but I love them all. Yeah, just always a good experience. The third one is Popeyes, and I first tried Popeyes, I believe, in France, because it just opened near my hometown, and I was visiting my parents, and I was like, oh my gosh, there's Popeyes, and I actually made a video of it. I do remember I brought my mom and my brother with me, so we all tried it for the first time in France. We loved it. So it's a lot of fry food, and we're not so much about like we like fried food, but we all know it's not really good and all that. But I remember my mom and my bro definitely said like, oh my gosh, this is good. We could get addicted to it, and I loved it. They didn't have like the staples yet, because it was just opening. Thinking about the coleslaw and some other thing, so I was not able to try it. Actually, I'm going back a couple of days for Christmas, so I might just stop there and see if they updated their menus. I should do that. I tried it again, and for the first time in the States, in Louisiana, obviously, with Danny, and that was right after, that was an amazing day. That was right after we flew, and you know, in the sky. I made a whole video about that, and let me tell you guys, the taste of Popeyes in the States is so different from the taste of Popeyes in France. And I'm gonna say, of course, you know, we don't actually have the same ingredients because of, you know, different laws, like food laws and all that, requirements and all that. But it's supposed to be very close, you know, to each other. And oh my gosh, Popeyes in the States was so much better. And I felt so bad that French people cannot try it. And I don't know, I mean, I know what's the difference. It's the ingredients, you know. They're going to be similar flours and all that, but it's not going to be the same. And that just makes the whole difference. And I remember I was really surprised how different it tasted and how just much better it was. And as much as I'm glad we have Popeyes here in France, I'm definitely a bit disappointed. It's not that good. But like I said, I've been there maybe like 2 or 3 times since it opened, and that was like 2 years ago. So I definitely need to go back, see if they have their staple stuff, and maybe maybe do another review for you guys. But I'm sure it really won't be as good as in the States. But yeah, Popeyes definitely. When I tried it in Louisiana, I was like, wow, yeah, this is definitely one of my favorite fast food. So yeah. In second position, we have Firehouse Subs. So I first tried Firehouse Subs in South Carolina, as you may have known. You probably know it by now. I always filmed it. So I did not know about them. My boyfriend did know about them, I believe, and so he was like, yeah, let's have it for lunch one day when we were in Myrtle Beach. Well, first of all, you know, I really admire firefighters and this whole thing. I think it's really inspiring. So having a fast food dedicated to them, I think it's pretty cool. It's pretty neat, and they actually have I'm gonna show you videos and pictures, but it's like you have real things, you know, from the firefighters, and there's like a couple of quotes and all that. It's very inspiring. Actually, I tried. Because we don't have Firehouse Subs in France, and so I try to get, you know, to have this one back. But so what I like is they have like, this is a real person, and there's like something about what they do, and it's explained, you know, like something about the gear, sometimes something about how they answered the response they give or whatever. And it's very interesting. So this one, unfortunately, did not. Ma valise était tellement pleine que il a pas trop aimé le voyage, donc je suis un petit peu déçue. Mais je voulais vraiment le ramener. So for example, this is Danny Morrell. He's a firefighter paramedic at Jacksonville, and they're talking about the turnout gear. First responders' protective gear must withstand extreme conditions. Oh my gosh, I actually learned about it with a real firefighter not long ago. I was having a conversation, and I didn't know how heavy the whole gear was. And oh my gosh, I wish I could have talked, you know, much more with him about that. It was just so interesting. I had so many questions. I hope I was not annoying. But yeah, I mean, anyway, this is just really cool. So I really wanted to have a bit of, you know, a piece of Firehouse Subs in France with me, so I decided to have this one back. I see it's pink inside, which means I had this strawberry Sprite, which is the only place I've ever found strawberry Sprite, and I'm in love with strawberry Sprite. Unfortunately, we don't have it in France. I never found it anywhere else in the States anyway. But yeah, anyway, Firehouse Subs, love it. I think I tried at least 4 or 5 of the different sandwiches, and every one of them I loved it. I like the pickle on the side they give us. You can have fries if you want, but I've always had the pickle. It's just, my boyfriend always gives me like he's just gonna take a bite of his on and is gonna give me the rest, which I think is really sweet. Yeah, I mean, everything about Firehouse Subs is just really cool, and the food is really good. You know, I don't eat that much. I mean, I can eat a lot, but I don't need to eat that much. But I'm usually gonna go for at least the medium at Firehouse Subs, because medium subs, because it's so good. And yeah, I mean, the drink, I love it. It's the only place I can have strawberry Sprite. I love the pickle, I love the sandwiches, I love the vibe. Yeah, Firehouse Subs is definitely a favorite. And I also wish they had it in France, just so we could have this, you know, like mettre en valeur the firefighters in France, and then just learn more about it, and you know what to do, and the gears, whatever, or just random firefighters from around France. I think that would be cool. I really love that they do that. I think it's, yeah, really cool. My favorite fast food ever, and so far nothing has this détrôné, In-N-Out. So In-N-Out, I tried In-N-Out in California, of course, when I was visiting my friend Todd at JPL. First of all, I had an amazing day with Todd. He showed us around, JPL laboratory, and I learned so much, and I need to go back to film for you guys. Back then, we didn't ask for, like, to film and all that, and when I thought about it, it was too late, because I'm a foreigner, so we need, it requires a lot of documents and all that. It's very specific, which is, obviously understandable. So at the same time, I was glad, because it was a lot of, I'm French and everything was in English, and it was a lot of difficult information, so I was glad I could focus on what Todd was telling us and explaining us. And the tour was just amazing. And right after that, we ended up at In-N-Out, and I really understand the thrill around it. Everything was just so good, down to the bun sandwich, like the bun bread itself. It was fresh. It had a lot of flavors. I did not get sick. I usually get sick when I eat fast food, like not sick, but like, stomach problems and all that. I don't know what they put in it, but and for In-N-Out, that was not the case. And I just remember, I was like, my gosh, this is just, every bite was so good. And my boyfriend liked it a lot too. And the cherry on top, and this has nothing to do with In-N-Out, but this definitely added to the experience. Todd baked us a key lime pie, so we were like at In-N-Out outside enjoying our burgers, and then we had key lime pie, like homemade key lime pie for dessert, and that was very enjoyable. But yeah, I mean, beside the key lime pie, that was amazing. The food at In-N-Out was also really good, and Todd actually recently shared with me a picture, like a Facebook post or something like that, about how I think In-N-Out just opened a location in Nashville, if I'm not wrong, and I think there was like hours and hours of line, and it was a very successful opening, which I'm very happy for them. So it's cool to know that it's getting, not everywhere, but I mean the States, it's a big country. So I saw a map one day and I was like, oh, so it's not just in California. But yeah, Nashville is like pretty far away from California, so it's like, they're starting to spread around, and I think that's good. It's closer to France, but still very far. I don't think we'll ever have it. I mean, why not? Never say never. Now we have Dunkin'. How about that? Talking about Dunkin', this is one of the 3 fast food I did not mention, but I still want to mention. I'm not gonna rank it, because I know Dunkin' does like food, other than donuts, but I've always only had their donuts and their coffee. Once I had like a croissant, like ham or something, and that was good. But beside this, I couldn't say too much about Dunkin', because I've always had their donuts, and I really like, especially the old fashioned. And that actually, Dunkin' made me love donuts so much that I'm buying everything donut here. Like this is a donut. This is a donut, like a shoe. I mean, it's like slipper, and that, and I had to. When I was in Chicago, I noticed that they had this ad for their book, because it's the holidays, I guess, and I was like, oh my gosh, like this is so cool, like I did want to bring something back to France, like Dunkin' something. And I was like, well, I guess I could just have because that's like very thin and all that. I wanted like some kind of, not silverware, but like a something I could use, but it was just too big and I didn't have any space. So I was like, well, I'm just gonna get a book, and it's really cool. And I think like it goes for kids, you know, the money and all that. So that was also nice. But it's a kid story, but I mean, I like it. And I've tried their Munchkin. I thought that was Munchkin, and they're really good. I like it, and apparently they have them all year round, which I had no idea. So anyway, there's Dunkin', and there's also Tim Hortons, which does, you know, food other than just coffee and donuts too. But I've always had only coffee and donuts really at Tim Hortons, and I really love it. I really love this place. You know, I had it like in Canada again, not even 2 weeks ago. I mean, more than 2 weeks ago. And I love it, but I cannot say enough about it. But same, I really love their donuts. I do love their coffee more than in Dunkin'. I also tried their hot chocolate, and it's good. Yeah. So we do have Dunkin' now. It first opened this year in January, I believe. And now they have 2 or 3. It's in Paris. So unfortunately, it's way too far from where I live now. And I'm actually the closest Dunkin' to me is in another country in Europe. It's not even Paris, and I can definitely go, but it's still like at least an hour away or something. I don't even know, but it's fun to know that, you know, they have Dunkin' somewhere else, and I mean in another country, and it's closest to me than the one in Paris. I've never tried McDonald's, KFC, Burger King in the States. I've tried it at least once for every one of them for a video. You know, it's good, but I'm really not a fast food person. When I'm in France, it's like, nah. Even though it's supposed to be healthier in France. At the same time, you know, fast food is just such a huge part of the American culture. It's probably what the USA are most known for. I mean, one of the top thing for sure. So I am glad I'm trying out, you know, this kind of food. If you watch my videos, I think you know that I do go to other places, you know, like I don't just go to Dunkin'. You're gonna see recently that we went to a donut place they made the donut just in front of us, and that was really cool, and they were really good. They tasted different for sure, but I love them. I do go to, you know, restaurants and all that. I do also eat at home or whatever. I mean, home, wherever I'm in the States. It is important for me to try those food and say, yeah, I've tried it. I know how it tastes like. I like it. I don't. And it's part of the experience. But yeah, it's like some things I want, some other I just don't want to try. Like, yeah, McDonald's, I really don't want to try that. But anyway, you know, maybe one day I will. And I'm very open-minded. I guess it's also a mood. Like, do I feel like I want to try it or not? I always ask myself this question, like, what do I want to eat? Do I feel like I want to try that or not? And it's important to ask yourself the question and not just try just to try because it's popular or whatsoever. It's important to listen to your body as well. Anyway, I know most of you guys who are watching me are actually living in the States. I think you're like 90% of you guys watching me are from the States. So I definitely want to know, what is your go-to fast food when you just want to eat fast? And I wouldn't say cheap because it's not that cheap. I've tried many fast food that I did not mention here. I do remember Sonic, I liked it, and there were some other places. But yeah, I know some of them are not, you know, available where you live. I know Sonic is not available in the north or something. In-N-Out is definitely more of a west place. If you have any like favorite fast food location you like to go to, please share that in the comments and include your location, you know, because it would be interesting for me to know that, oh, you know, there's a Sonic here or whatever. Thank you very much for watching. So if I don't see you until Christmas, Merry Christmas, people. I hope you have a wonderful end of the year festivities, holidays and all that. I'm almost sure I will see you before New Year's Eve, so we'll talk more about that later. But thank you very much for watching. Thank you for the support. Thank you for being here. Thank you for spending time with me. Thank you for listening until the end, because if you are, wow, I mean, we all know that long videos is a dying art on YouTube. So thank you for being here until the end. Merry Christmas, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. I'm awful cold and longing for the holiday, counting days until you're here. I've been waiting this whole year. Dear Christmas, Christmas, Christmas night, I know you may stop